Drip sauce. It's me. Look, shorty love it when I get in my bag. She be following the drips of the swag.
I'm tripping. You just said log in. I ain't logging in. I haven't said it in a minute. I
The open bar.
Yeah, open bar. Yeah.
What's up, good people?
Yes, y'all.
Back in the building once again.
We here. The open
place.
bar is officially open again.
Cause we
going into the new year.
Bar.
Let's get it.
It's been a while. We haven't spoken to you guys. Want to chop it up with you. You know what we do here.
Yes.
In the place where drinks, conversation, all of the latest news,
bullshit,
ideas, bullshit,
politics.
It's on
all that.
The house.
It's on the house, y'all.
And as always, you know you got your boy, Connoisseurs Big U.
And you already know your boy, the mixologist Mojo, and the place to be.
And we're going to break it down how we always break it down. You know what we do.
Holla.
We open up the show usually with a little unboxing of sorts before we get into the getting into.
But
so,
being that we're going into the new year, you know, we need to get the right glassware to toast for the new year. So this is going to be a new unboxing, and we want to bring to you guys some official whiskey tasting glasses.
For the whiskey lovers.
And all you whiskey lovers out there, y'all already know.
Definitely
I don't even really need that's self-explanatory.
You know what it is.
But you're gonna see the brothers use these, and I mean these are the best. Just like y'all wine connoisseurs out there that have the perfect wine glass with a nice bowl. And all. These are
the
for
whiskey snifters.
Yes.
2 crystal whiskey snifter glasses.
Yes. By Halo. Halo 2 crystal snifter glasses. Joy Jolt. That's the company. No, we are not sponsored by these people.
Not at all.
If they want to cut a check, we will have multiple reviews.
You know, cut the check, and we'll get into it, you know, a little more. But these are the standard whiskey snifter.
Exactly.
If you see this design, this shape of glass.
Absolutely. And like it says on the side, Joy Jolt. Elevate your drink with the easy elegance of our Halo glasses.
Word.
Crafted of quality crystal and brought to a flawless finish. Each glass is perfectly balanced for an effortless sipping. This shit is
they sipping effortlessly.
Schmoozin and boozing.
Okay.
That's what it says.
Hey,
brighten your beverage.
So you
with the Halo.
You effortlessly sniffing, schmoozing, and boozing.
And schmoozing.
Try to say that 5 times.
Word,
sipping,
yo.
Schmoozing, and boozing. Sipping, schmoozing. See, I can't even do it.
We may make that the title of this video. That's crazy. Schmoozing and boozing. That's the words of today. You know, schmoozing and boozing.
So if you are a whiskey connoisseur like we are, and you want to enjoy that whiskey, get yourself at least one of these. At least one,
yeah. You need one of these, man.
Yeah, man.
Definitely need one of these. But if, like the cuz know, we got to drink, we got to use these for something. Mm-hmm. So we're going to bring y'all something new either way. Even though this is for the glasses, let's brush out today's whiskey.
So, as always, you know, we try to keep you with the freshest of the fresh, the bestest of the best. Whiskeys, bourbons, scotches, things of that nature. What we
all
have
the good
today
stuff
is Michter's. Check that out. You know, check that out. Get a view.
Now, y'all probably the people that do follow us, our quality listeners and followers that been with us from the beginning. Know we did a Michter's earlier.
Yeah.
When we had our earlier videos, we did the American. Michter's. This is basically Michter's straight rye.
This is straight rye. Single barreled, established 1753, US 1. Distilled in small batches according to the Michter's pre-Revolutionary War quality standards dating back to 1753. Now,
and the thing that's crazy with Michter's is like we said, we're doing another Michter's only because, and I hope I'm saying it right. So if I'm not, please let me know.
Yeah, Michter's.
Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. But the American Michter's and what we had before was that good. We definitely gave it the seal of approval, so it only makes sense for us to try some of the other flavors.
Yep.
You know, and that's what we do.
It says, we are proud to offer you our single barrel straight rye whiskey in the Michter's tradition, hailing from one of America's first distillers. This whiskey is made from highest quality American rye and matured in hand-selected charred white oak barrel. It is then further mellowed out by our signature filtration. Has a nice color to it, looks good, and it comes in at 42.4 volume, and that is 84.4 proof. So I know.
Yeah, so that's around that.
Yeah, you guys know that some of the single barrel
90.
stuff that we have, may be higher proof sometimes, but this is coming in closer to 80 proof.
Yeah, that's a nice
So, you know,
level.
We got the we got it.
There it is.
That's that thing there.
We gotta like record that just off rip.
It's got a real it's got a light nose on it.
Nice.
Like it's gonna be smooth. That's
Like
what I'm
you said,
expecting.
I think so too. I got
Expecting it to
a
be
feeling about
pretty
it.
smooth.
Yeah. No, it's there, and it's a rye. So I definitely gotta make it. Gotta do my old man with that one day.
So let's see.
Pretty little glasses.
A little piece. Glug, glug, glug. Man in the tube.
Yeah, a little more. Right there. Yeah, I like that.
So.
And see, these glasses are good. Just like wine glasses, it also helps you get a perfect nose because of how slender the tips are versus like a rocks glass or even a highball glass. If you notice, like the openings to these glasses are real narrow.
It thins so it holds in.
Yeah, it makes it nice,
Doesn't
that
really-
aromatic. Because now you're getting that real smell.
Even
in
the
it.
nose on it is way
Nose.
different in the glass than it was
Exactly.
in that
It's
bottle.
like real powerful. That's
Let's
really
see what's
good.
going on with it.
Let's taste
Rub a
it.
dub dub.
Holla.
Thanks for the grub. It's super smooth. Like, to me.
Yeah, no,
Again.
for a rye,
Super
I definitely
smooth,
got that
yo.
rye, rustic.
No, you get the
taste to
rye
it.
taste. But as far as like, and this is again from people I love. I fuck with whiskey, rye, with bourbon. So some people might say, oh, that burnt, but nah. To me, this is super smooth. There's no ice in it yet. You know, I'm contemplating dropping a cube in there to see what it does to open up the note. But just neat. I could definitely drink this neat.
Yeah, this is
without
definitely
problem. This is
sippable.
nice.
I like it. It definitely gets my approval. But we already said it's approved.
It's Michter's, so
So,
we expected it to be what it
Michter's,
is.
It's a good look. Good look.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drop, like I said, I'm gonna drop a cube in there.
That drink.
Just
Because,
open that
like
up.
we said, man, this is the open bar. We want to bring y'all some quality stuff to try. If y'all don't know what to go out there and buy, take our word for it. Trust me, CuzWeKin approved is official stamp. We ain't gonna bring no BS.
Or official
But
tissue.
along with the open bar, it's conversation is on the house, man.
So-
And there's a lot to talk about,
So
people.
this right
A
here,
whole
this
lot to talk
Michter's, of
about.
course, we giving it the 2 thumbs up because we can.
2 thumbs.
Approved, y'all.
One thumb and a crystal clear Schmoozin and Boozin glass.
Exactly. So I'm gonna hit this for a minute real quick, and then we're gonna get into what we're getting into. See you in a second. What's up, people? Back,
Yes.
like we said, to shoot the shit, discuss the goings on, and it's December 22nd,
Yeah.
which is right after Christmas. In between New Year's, we got some other holidays. We got, Hanukkah, we got Kwanzaa going on. It is the holiday season. So, it's a lot of things going on around these holidays. So we thought we would poly with you for a minute and get into, what exactly is it that we celebrating around this time?
Yeah. Do any of y'all know what y'all really celebrating? Besides, I got to make sure I get my kids gifts. I don't mean to just jump right in it like that, but I'm just saying, like, what does Christmas mean to y'all? Like, please let me know, man. I really need to know because maybe I lost my way. Let's just put it that way. I lost my way.
Because I know
I don't get it anymore.
for me, personally,
I lost my way.
when I was younger, I came up in a household where my mom was Catholic, so Christmas is there. But my father was practicing in Islam. So as a young kid, Christmas wasn't a thing. Like, he was the head of the household. So
I didn't even thought about
I didn't
that.
really have no Christmas coming up, until I was probably about
word?
5 or 6 years old, there wasn't no Christmas for me.
Okay, but yeah, about 5, 6.
Yeah,
obviously.
about like 6
and,
or so.
And it's probably a case of she's seen everybody else. Because I know we all.
Oh, yeah. And my
everybody.
mom's had issue. Grandma used to always be like, yo, you know, he's just a kid.
And
Why
I guess
are
I
you
was too young to realize. I never knew that.
Why are
Did
you
we even
subjecting
have a
him to
conversation
that?
about that?
Probably not when we was younger, because you probably just when you
But I
was
don't
in
remember
your,
even as I'm getting older that
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that deep. But yeah,
no
that's
Christmas,
crazy.
bro.
That's crazy.
So with me, by the time it came to celebrate it, like the story, you know, that I got around, okay, what is the holiday? Because I was 5 or 6 where I could kind of understand, you know, a lot of kids are celebrating from day 1, day 0, they getting gifts and all of this kind of stuff. So when I was, it would explain to me, it was like, you know, Santa Claus and the birth of Jesus and all this. They gave me all of these different things, these ideas that they threw at me, that I was like, oh, like, word, this, you know, this is cool and this is what it is.
So you're saying the bamboozlement started at what age again?
5 or 6 years old.
5, 6 years old.
This is what they told me. This is what we celebrating, you know, Jesus, and he was born, and the wise men, they wanted to bestow gifts because of the birth of the Jesus and all this kind of shit, and then this is when it is and all of this.
Amazing. It's amazing.
I was like, cool. And then, you know, as I got older, I did my own research in different things and becoming knowledgeable in different situations, and found that some of that stuff didn't add up, and different things that I believe was, you know, was.
And even without getting into, because again, this is probably controversial to many, and I don't want to bust nobody bubble or have the hate. I mean, you know, hate is always love at the end of the day, but at the same time, this is not a video for that intent. It's just really the question and to really understand, like, where are we when
Let's
it comes
think
to
about
this,
it.
man?
Yeah,
Like,
let's do things with some kind of thought.
yeah, that makes sense, because
Because
most
we
of this
can
doesn't
wait.
make sense.
Because we can wait.
Yeah.
And we say, you know, be a master of
Because
your
we can
passion.
wait,
Like
yeah.
when you living, don't just be out there just doing whatever just because you see people, you know.
'Cause
Don't let
somebody said
Instagram
so.
exactly. Don't let Instagram have you
man.
out there doing whatever because you see people opening gifts and taking pictures with pajama, you know, all this kind of stuff. Don't let that have you out there.
Or the pajama fetish.
Doing
which
the most for the gram.
I missed that when I was younger. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. But like a lot of it, man, I think it's just too much. Again, like I said, I don't want this to be like a deep religious conversation or a deep ethical and all that. But at the same time, yeah,
it's kind of deep.
we need to. It is deep. No, and we can have this video go on shit like what. The hours
But we
talking about
we
it.
ain't gonna dive that.
Yeah, we don't need to dial that deep. I mean,
brush
if y'all
the
have any
surface.
things y'all want to add to this,
Definitely.
because I know y'all know what we're talking about. You know, because you have that religious aspect, which all of those falsehoods are just wrong. Let's just put it there. You know, I don't want to get all into the technical details of that even, but even the date, the 25th, that's a falsehood. You know, anybody that knows that date has nothing to do with.
Not that story,
but
yeah.
not the story. Yeah, because and it's funny they put it all together. Like, and it's like you have one story that they kind of changed over to fit one story, and then they try to combine some other stuff, and you got all these mixed, like Saint Nick. Saint Nick has nothing to do with the version of one story. Like, so you have all of these different falsehoods that came together to combine what we know as Christmas and this celebration, and you know, it's just. But me, I go beyond that, man. Like, I feel like, you know, we live in a capitalist world. Let's just call it what it is. See, that's what I'm saying. There's layers to this whole episode. So you got this religious aspect of falsehoods that, you know, we go back to when we were forced to believe things that weren't true anyway. Because again, we didn't write certain things, obviously.
We did not create.
We were handed the Bible. Let's just put that out there too. Y'all can argue with me if you want. We can all go and do the research and get out all the facts. But let's not even do that unless you want to. Put it in the comment section. But so all of these stories, man, somebody came to us with and was like, yeah, it's just like follow the sheep, basically, man. Like, this is what you need to be doing if you want to be a righteous person or whatever, however you want to put it, man. It's just crazy to me. And then the capitalist side of it, like, this is the biggest commercial time in the world, y'all.
Yeah.
Open your eyes, man. Like, and this is the end. Like I've been telling people, and anybody that knows, this is the fourth quarter. This is the end of the fourth quarter, and if you work for any corporate business, we all know
we're trying to close deals, get this money in here,
so that we can move.
For the end of this fiscal year, we can say we made these profits, or figure out what our assets and what our whatever was, so that we can plan for with the next financial cycle and all this kind of stuff.
So isn't it just a coincidence that this landed on the 25th,
right before the New Year? So go buy everything.
Think about it, y'all. Think about it. That's all I'm asking.
Start buying up everything.
Wake up, y'all.
And then what it's become. So it started out with, the jolly Santa Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and elves, and building toys and all of this, And then what it's turned into is gifts. Where
how many gifts
like, where's my gifts?
Yeah, man.
And that's not even in the spirit, of what, to me, what the holidays are supposed to be about.
Because even if you took the story as is, okay, let's say, this is the birth of Christ, and even the gifting, I guess they're saying like, everybody, what is it, the four wise men, three wise men, they traveled to see the baby, and everybody
it was a
brought
joyous occasion, so they brought to celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, but we all know, we all celebrate everything, don't we? So what does the gifting have to do with celebrating life? When people have births, they do have, and it's actually, we can go into all kinds of shit. I'm opening up myself right now, but at the end of the day, like, this whole idea, somebody implanted and said, when you do this, this is what follows. And if we look at every other holiday or things that we do, we have the same tradition versus it just being about more of the love and the giving and the family get together and just and appreciating the life for that year. Like, this is the 25th, this is December. Like, appreciate you made it through a full year, man.
Exactly. And that's where I get into more of, they have, Christmas and Santa Claus. I would more look into what, like, the Claus, like what it is, that the idea of, doing something nice for somebody that you care for. You might want to gift something to somebody or whatever, but get into that spirit, because that actual figure is something that's been an issue in our community. When I say our, I'm talking about Black people community, because you had underprivileged kids and people and families that they weren't well to do. We didn't come from trust funds and all of that kind of stuff, and they went out and bust their ass working double shifts and 7 days a week and working all hard so they could get their money together to buy their kids whatever medial gifts they could afford, and only to have it be, it bestowed upon this guy. Santa's just coming, and he just came and he gave you all these gifts, and this is where you got this shit from, which to me, I never understood. How does that make sense?
Because, like, and then let's just call it what it is. Let's look at this imagery.
Doesn't make any sense.
You had this fat white man with his big ass beard and this colorful outfit saying he came from the North Pole when he has elves and he's coming down people's chimneys. Like, I don't know, that just sounds so twisted, yo. And then, like he said,
that just sounds crazy.
We got underprivileged kids, so like you got them kids in the hood, like, yo, I live in 1F.
Yeah.
And he coming here like, I don't got a chimney.
Yep.
And this is the streets. I mean, we live in a certain way. So how does that story fit my life? If you think about it, it wasn't meant to do that. It wasn't for us, man. One, this is, again, it's this laughing, jolly, fat white man with his big old beard and his colorful ass outfit. I'm sorry.
Even the pictures be on some Spice Channel shit to me, man. When people take their kids to take pictures with Santa Claus, and this is something that, man, come on, son.
If that ain't a version of a pimp, I don't know what it is, man.
Like,
Santa is a pimp.
Something.
That'll be like the new superhero. It's a pimp Santa.
Because it looked crazy to me, bro.
Sit on my lap and tell me what you want.
What other man would you have your kids
some old
sitting on their lap?
Molester.
Son, this is some Spice Channel
come
type.
on, yo.
Like, what other grown-ass man would you send your kids to sit on his lap besides this nigga? Ain't none. So why are we pushing that out there to the kids? Go sit on Santa's lap and tell him why I can't stand up in front of Santa. Why can't I shake this nigga's hand and say, Santa, can I get it? Why I gotta sit on this nigga's lap? That shit is crazy.
As well as we all know, parents out there, y'all know who buying these gifts, but how for years, man, like, and this is still going on.
Right
we
now,
giving credit to this old pedophile ass pimping white man that be having little kids sit on his lap. See, I'm saying it like that because I mean that's just what it is, dog. Like let's just call it a spade, yo. This is insanity, man.
And then what that does to me is it takes away from, like I said, you got people out there working hard, working double shifts overtime to get this money together. And I think that the kids would have a better appreciation for what's going on if they knew what was being given up to provide them with whatever it is that they get, man. Like, let them know, like, mom and dad is out here busting their ass. Like, it could be the naughty nice list. Like me, I do implement because you see Santa everywhere, and I don't want my kids to be out there spoiling people's shit. Like, nah, fuck that. Because I know some of the kids are like, ain't no Santa Claus, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, so I tell my kids.
At the same time, though, it's about, like, you got that issue, but then you got people that aren't as privileged as others, and the kids like, damn, he got shit, this nigga's got a car for Christmas. Oh, he got a motorcycle. He got mad gifts. He
like,
got a Gucci bag. And then you got like a remote control car and
that's
a little
where,
Hot Wheel.
That's where if they understand that mommy and daddy's out here hustling to get this for you, and you might, your mommy and daddy, y'all don't, in your household, y'all not living in the Gucci bag household, so maybe you can't get that. But
with the fireplace where this guy that's coming down the chimney.
Yeah, you're not living in a household.
And you leaving cookies for him.
I just think
the whole
that it's
story
important.
is just too funny.
Yeah, I think that it's important to just get the kids in tune at some point early where we don't want to steal the childhood from the kids. I know everybody, let them be kids and all this kind of stuff. That's great. Let them be kids. But at the same time,
I don't agree with that either, man. Nah, forget that. Because it's like if you have any cycle, if you're doing, not that I don't agree, I'm sorry. It's more like the cycle has to stop in order for any new learning to begin. Mm-hmm. So, and this is one of them cycles that I feel like unless you go not completely cold turkey, but get that understanding immediately, it's you can't. You'll never be able to change this
started
this cycle.
And then I stopped. So like with my kids, I let them, they say like, we see, because they see with people with Santa Claus outfits and all of that kind of stuff. So some people say, Santa Claus ain't real. And they're like, nah, Santa Claus is real. So what we tell them is that, Santa helps to keep the naughty nice, he gets the information, so he sees you when you around or whatever and get that information to give to mommy and daddy so mommy and daddy can know the XYZ. So that I don't want to get into this conspiracy. My kids are 5, mind you, where they're around there on some like, nah, fuck that, ain't real, all of this kind of stuff where the majority of kids their age are all wrapped up in the Santa, but you ain't gonna see no bunch of pictures with my kids sitting with Santa and all this kind of shit. Cause you will, but sitting with me, I'm Santa. Like their mom, they're Santa. The family members, we're all Santa. And I think that a lot of that shit, it would just make it so that people are not struggling to keep up with the Joneses, because that's what it is. Yeah, it becomes a pissing contest or a concept. Yeah,
I guess that takes us into a whole nother problem with this, man.
Oh yeah, but it's a big part of the holiday, the Christmas time, and Christmas, Hanukkah, and all this kind of stuff. Anything with gifts is involved. It's like people think that they need to compete, especially with the social media era and all this kind of shit.
Like you're saying, the Joneses and like the whole thing's involved with it. So it isn't. It's the gifts, yes, and it's the whole idea. We got the Santa Claus, but then you got the Christmas tree. Yeah. Then it's like you just finished cooking for Thanksgiving. Now you want to have a big old meal for Christmas, and like it comes with so much, man. You want to decorate the house. And you got all of these things that are still, it's like, wow, man. So whether you have a fake tree or not, you want to make sure your tree looks nice and presentable. And then you got people that compete. They want to put the tree by the window and got the neighbor. Oh, look at this. They got the other lights. Then you got the people that compete for the house lights. And they got this whole, electric bills are going up. Like, everything, yo. This is so much to this,
and
yo.
Again,
so much,
and again,
man.
If you are one of the Joneses, props to you, and there's no problem keeping up with the Joneses. If you one of the Joneses and you got it. But in our society, we live in this social media network where everybody's stuff is on Front Street because there's pictures of everything. Media. So if we were in a position where if I'm broke, he got money, I'm over here with my family, we doing our broke thing, nobody else ain't really going to know because I'm just over here. But now, it's Instagram, this is that. So everybody is seeing, where's your pictures of your Christmas tree? Where's your pictures of your this and your that? So people get into trying to do it for the gram and impress people. And it's like, Man, I think these holidays need to just be more about spend time with your family, you know, build your own traditions. Of course, they're going to be
Yes,
holidays
please,
that are
people.
celebrated whatever way they say things should go, but your traditions need to be based upon how you build in the structure and the foundation for your family. How
Yeah,
you guys
no, that's
are
a
doing
fact,
it,
man.
you know, your tree might be
Do it your
real
way.
medial. You might not have no bunch of lights. Maybe you do like to do that. So no problem, because I don't want it to seem like we saying like, nah, don't get lights and
I'm not
decorate
telling
and all
people
that
to
word
just
about humbug
completely
and all that. But
abolish.
do what
but
you do.
It's
If
something
that's
got to
what
change.
you want to do, you do that. And if you can, again, if you one of the Joneses and you got it like that, it's not gonna be no skin off your back. But at the same time, we should be allowing in society for people who they might not got it like that, and not to, oh, where's your tree? Where's your this? How come you ain't nothing? Yeah, that's because they might not got it like that.
I mean, I agree totally, but I'm also going to take the stance of, and again, put your hate in the comments. I don't, at this point, I don't. It's whatever, man. But I do feel like, as far as the whole thing, it should be, somebody really needs to take another look at it and not saying stop. Either create something new for a New Year's celebration, meaning all that should be encompassed, like how my man said, it's not holidays, it's Hollywood day, it's Hollywood celebration, because it's this big spectacle. So I'm with a spiritual, we're about to move into a New Year. See, New Year is a real celebration, in my opinion. Maybe some may disagree with that. But that whole from Thanksgiving up to it, we're doing too much. And I mean, I know it's gonna be crazy to tell people, hey, cut it cold turkey, fuck that, and sorry to curse him, but something we need to change, because this is not who we came from. This is not, has nothing to do with us. It's not even, again, and we're the biggest spenders on this thing, man. Mm-hmm. The power is in the dollar. I mean, it has nothing to do with the conversation we have in there, but think about it. That's all I'm saying.
It doesn't, and it does at the same time.
Exactly. So just think about that. The power is in the dollar, and let's go into the New Year's with more empowerment.
So, since we are on the topic of Christmas and all of that kind of shit, I thought about because I've celebrated it since I was a kid up through to an adult, even to now, where I'm trying to look at. He was saying, what could we do? There are alternatives for us. And I think we'll get into maybe an idea a little later on. But while we're on the topic of Christmas movies, right? Because this is the time where black people, for some reason, seem to have this affinity with this Christmas, last Christmas, best man holiday, Christmas, like we have, it's like for some reason we attach ourselves so heavily to this time of the year.
It's almost like that's the only way we can sell a movie is. And then all of those movies are about relationships, mind y'all. Yeah. That just happen to be around the Christmas time. Found my husband on Christmas.
Yeah, we can't get no movies the rest of the year or whatever.
Yo,
it's like, come on.
Funny. That is funny. I never thought about that.
If you think back, what would be one of your favorite Christmas movies?
Yeah.
When you think of movies, what do you...
Again, this is probably one of the whitest movies in the world. But what is it, Christmas
My
Carol?
favorite Christmas movies are not black Christmas movies.
Yeah, of course. Why would they be? But the joint with the kid and the soap,
That's the shit. That's my shit too, though. That's my shit too. That's my shit too.
Because honestly, and then that was again that just showed like a real family, and this is how they dealt with.
Yeah, and
you had the mom's dynamic. She was like, I cooked, and everything had to be perfect with her. The pops, he wanted the tree, and he had
BB gun.
Put
your eye out.
And then the kid, but that showed the dynamic of a kid wanting a gift so badly. Because like even you watch these commercials now, where
not 72 gifts,
cleaning up, and
he didn't want 75 gifts.
Nah, he wanted that one
BB gun.
BB gun.
That's what he wanted.
So that would definitely be one of mine, man.
Mine too. That's crazy. I thought you was gonna say. I thought you might have said one of the black joints, because that was my shit. Like, I love that. And then they used to go here with the snow suit, and he got beat up by the nigga all the time. Like that was one of my favorite movies. When the nigga double dog that, to stick his tongue on the pole. That was a clever movie. Because it didn't focus on race.
Honestly, and I know I'm probably gonna get mad hate for that, but
son, all of these movies.
You know what? The one that you said it like they all have the same names. The one with Chris Brown in it. I thought that was pretty cool.
Son, that's old school. My step pops, that's like one of his favorite movies. Yeah. I don't dislike the movie, but I don't really like those movies. Like I just think that they focus too much on it's like they pander to all of the stereotypical
They
black
really did in that
shit.
show. You had the
And I'm like,
army dude,
get out of here, man.
the wild brother who always never was home. You had the young brother, which was Chris Brown's character.
Yep.
You had the fighting sisters, because one was rich and the other one was taking care of the mama. Like, yeah, all these black dynamics or stereotypes all thrown into one family.
It's like those are the movies that I guess as black people in society, we don't get a bunch of chances to make movies. So every time we get a movie out there, we try to throw every situation that we can. We throw it all in there, and then
it's almost like it wouldn't sell. And again, I may hate on this too, but like how we always, and they still using it as a reference. So let's just say what it is: the Bill Cosby Show. Every time when they reference TV shows, they're like, well, just like how the Bill Cosby Show showed a family, and then they will reference to like another show. Same thing. It's like, why can't we just have everybody that's
just be a family?
Just cool. Like,
yes, it
what
doesn't
the hell?
have to be any exactly.
I gotta be all these freaking issues, and I mean, you gonna have that, but like they go to every extreme. It's almost like they do the Empire blueprint now. It's like you gotta get everything. You gotta probably have a gay
Martian
member,
a vampire.
Nothing against
one nigga's a gay vampire.
You gotta have
and other niggas a Martian.
Gay, you gotta have
come on, son.
the arguing, the you gotta have all these different stereotypes into one flick. Or you gotta have the interracial couple thing. But they put it all into one movie, man. That's crazy. I don't even think people think about them like that. Like, go watch some of those movies again, man. I'm glad we making black films, but come on, man, we could do better. Let's do better.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying, like,
that's crazy. Christmas Carol was definitely an awesome movie. Check that out if you did. They ain't cut a check for me, but that is one of my favorite movies.
That is a CuzWeKin approved movie for
definitely
the time.
Check that out,
especially right now. Like, if you want to watch a Christmas movie, that's a classic, man. I know the other classes, but I never was into that whole 34th Street Miracle.
Miracle on
34th Street.
Yeah, a little too slow for me.
Whatever. Pat Santa on track.
Yeah.
That's hilarious though, but. Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm definitely good on that.
And then maybe too with the Christmas Carol, because it didn't try to sell that fake ass Pops and them was getting the gifts.
Oh
Their family was built the way where
that's
it's
what
like
I was saying.
This is what it is.
That's
it's not
what
like the reindeers are coming. There's no fake shit involved in there. That shit was like, this is a family. We're gonna try to provide some gifts for our kids, and Pops was working and all of that. So definitely check that out.
What made it crazy is I remember they did. I don't ever remember doing that in school, but I like how they did the whole everybody say what you want for Christmas, and they had like the whole thing in this classroom, and that's when the teacher was like, "Yeah, that's crazy. How can you ask for that?
Put your eye out." Yeah. Everybody said the same shit, son.
Same thing.
You want a BB gun? You put your eye out. And then the nigga was blind because he put his eye out.
Yeah.
We told you. The nigga was blind. His parents was all sad and shit.
Boy, that movie had masked up the bully.
Yeah.
And he finally stood up to the bully.
Whooped him out. Yep.
And I mean, it was a good movie, man.
Well,
yeah, he
was asking where he heard. Asking where he heard the curse from. He lied and said he heard it from his friend instead of his pops.
Yeah,
Pops
and got his friend in all kind of trouble, son. That's foul, yo. And he definitely heard it from his pops.
Yep. So okay. Another thing that holidays provide us with is another reason to partake in a drink.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is one thing that I will never have an issue with about the holidays. Word. So regardless of what holiday we celebrate, be it Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, even if some shit you might make up some shit of your own, which is where I think we should go to a place where create some holiday that provides some meaning to you, whatever you want to call
that's
it. That's it,
man. That's all I can ask. I know, again, my thought of going cold turkey and mind you, let me be clear too. When I'm talking about trying to just abolish, I'm really talking to my people. I'm sorry to exclude everybody else. I just feel like that has nothing to do with my people, man. It just doesn't. And I'm sorry. I want us to do better. I appreciate Kwanzaa.
That was something that. When you were talking about alternatives,
that makes sense to me. Let's do something else, man. Come on,
y'all. I'm ashamed a bit because I am 400 years old, and I've been around here for a while, and I'm knowledgeable about a whole bunch of shit, from from sports to alcohol to computer shit to this, and I am not as knowledgeable about Kwanzaa as I would like to be. Kwanzaa, okay, so I'm speaking of Kwanzaa. And this is something that I think that every different type of people, and this has been, you know, white folks, if you want to turn away at this time, I would not mind. But, you know, if you keep looking at what I'm doing, you might get an insight
they can look.
into dealing with, you know, you deal with us.
Thrusted into
That's what I'm saying.
Hanukkah.
No.
Like we supposed to learn and know that too, but not that we people do, but Hanukkah is
But you know,
thrusted
some people are easily like offended, so I just want you to know
True.
we're gonna get into our shit right now. So
Yeah.
you can, you know, sit back, chill out, and you might learn something, or
Mm-hmm.
you know, but all different societies and different facets of society, they celebrate things that are meaningful to their part of society. So they're like the spirits, like Christmas person to white people, that's fine. Some big white dude, whatever, that's fine. You know, and that's getting into God idols and all of that kind of stuff. It should look like something that we can
Please, people.
you know,
Yes.
we can
Side
see
note,
ourselves inside
let's
that.
start. Not only I don't want to use the word worshiping. I don't like that term. But let's idolize. Let's look up to.
People
let's
who we
give
can
love
relate
and
to.
shine to
Yeah.
people that look like us, man. Everybody else does it. Jeez.
So you have Kwanzaa, which, you know, was created for our people, by our people. That's like some FUBU type shit. For us, by us. Maybe LL might have had something to do with it. He might have knocked his mom out. I don't know.
Who knows?
But, so Kwanzaa, Christmas was the 25th, which was 2 days ago. Yesterday was the start of Kwanzaa. We started on Umoja, which is like to build up and strengthen your community and your family. Like, if you, and I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video to the different the days of Kwanzaa and the different parts of it, because I think that it's just something for our people. We made it, and it's positive. And today is Kuchi Chakulia. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I'm kind of drunk.
If you're not, listen, y'all Kwanzaa people that are celebrating
If you're a Kwanzaalogist,
please,
you let me know.
Yeah,
I think it's Kuchi Chakulia today.
The CuzWeKin
And that's self-determination.
Connoisseurs.
And that's self-determination, and that says that we define who and what we are as a people, as a person. You should define yourself.
Yes.
And to me, those two, these are only 2 of the days of Kwanzaa so far, and I identify totally with what's been going on so far. So why not tap into something? And you can give gifts.
Do you remember the name of the person who created it? Because I feel like he was ahead of his time, and I'm saying that because
And
I don't
probably
even think
should know that, but I be drinking.
Yeah, we're gonna find it out. We're gonna put all that information.
And I don't want to turn this into like a Kwanzaa focus. So this is just something to say. We need to look to alternatives besides Christmas, because Christmas has deteriorated from what it used to be, something where it had meaning, and you know, you got some gifts, but the meaning was the Christ in it. And then when we find out that might not be the case, and it doesn't really jive with us, it doesn't identify with us, we need to find out what does. And we can still celebrate, we can still give gifts and get together, and you can have macaroni and cheese and black eyed peas, whatever the stuff you like, greens, they can make all that stuff. But we could be doing it in the name of something that, you know, that we can get behind
and I feel like the reason why, and this is another issue us as people we have, and I mean my people, is that why haven't we dove into that? And I think it's just that, not that we hate on each other.
No, it is that.
But one, I know for a fact that obviously he was ahead of his time. Meaning he is thinking like how a lot of people like myself are waking up. So I may be late.
Hold on. All right. So Kwanzaa, which was created by who was originally Ron Everett, later on known as Maulana Karenga, in 1966.
Basically changed his name once he basically was awoke and
woke,
realized, you know, he's an African man and he should be more celebratory towards his own culture. So again,
And
like
to
I
give
said,
something to us.
I feel like his creation, Ron created something
that at the time that he created,
way ahead of his. I don't even think us as people.
But you know what's crazy?
We wasn't ready.
And at that time, though, it makes sense because that was during the time when we was fighting to 66,
get our
civil
culture
rights. Yeah,
back.
so this is when we were super woke. Everybody was the Panthers. You know, everybody was.
Did we
active.
mention that? Yeah, and he created Kwanzaa in 1966. Think about this, y'all.
So this is when everybody was fighting to claim our space.
Yeah.
So it made sense then. And then after we got a little bit of space and started feeling comfortable, all that shit just went back to the wayside.
It's like Kwanzaa, what?
Yeah, all of that shit. So I think we need to start holding on to our traditions because these are the things that we can pass on to our children and build ourselves back up to, you know. And I think this is why we stuck at where we are, because we accept everybody else's traditions, we accept everybody else's truths and their history and all of that, and we don't have our own. and that's part of
Yeah, man. And again, we as black people need to stop and start like looking at our people with a better light, yo. Why do we not appreciate each other properly? Because, like you said, even if we would have known this, we as people, we're so stuck with following that white man's way that we looking at him like a stranger. We looking at Ron like, this nigga Ron crazy. What Ron talking
and it's
about?
like exactly when he would say, "Okay, we need to celebrate this holiday," and they're like, "How could we do this and go against Christmas, the
he
whole
giving
mighty
all
holiday?"
the gems. He's like, "Oh, we need to start celebrating." He's saying
we need to
stuff
start
that
building up
people
our community
are still
and celebrating
saying
ourselves,
now.
and finding our own identity.
Yo,
that's what he's telling us to do.
He's saying the truth, and from 1966, man, like that's. And think about the 2 days Seth just said. You said it like those are big. Like that's something we need to be doing, y'all.
Yes.
Like, so your man, Mr. Karenga had it.
Yep.
He had it.
Well,
Man.
Mojo, build up your community and your family.
Yeah.
And then Kujichakulia, self-determination. Determine who
Dope,
you are.
yo.
Figure out who you are and define you and let people see you as you want to be seen. So,
Yeah.
And that's about controlling that narrative. And that narrative is everything today.
And that gives us self-respect like it's like saying if we build ourselves up as parents, that only melts down to your kids, and then you pass that on to your brothers, your sisters, or then if you have like your elders, and if they're doing that and they're passing that energy down from them building themselves, and you just, and that like I remember oh man, what's his name, Reverend, the one that be on the street team, he said, either way, I'm gonna get his name in a second, but he was saying like. That's how it starts. You start with self, then you start with your kids, then your kids, then to kids' friends, and to your elders, to that one. And then next thing you know, you're building this community because you start with a family. Family leads to friends, and friends melt to their family. And then now you got multiple families, which creates a street to, I think he said like a street to a city to a town to a village to a country, and that's how you build up your community. Like it starts from here, right here, man. Like right from you yourself starts right there, and it just melts out. Because think about it, what is the reverse of that is like a racist or a hater. That hate transcends generations.
The same way.
Same thing, man.
They teach their kids as young kids, look, these people are different than you, don't associate. This is how you should feel about this, and then the same way that filters out, the
works.
love, the knowledge, and all of that can filter out the same way.
Exactly.
So we just need to be active in figuring out what we want to do, and white people that have been here with us through all of that, I hope you've been educated. If not, white people, you can, come back and join, and we're going to get back to the regular.
Well, I'm going to just also, on the note, Christmas, Kwanzaa, I definitely am going to be doing more research because, like Cuz said, I'm mad that I haven't been more educated with it. I browsed over it. I appreciated it from a glance, but now I'm going to dig in, man, because we got to go another way. This is... It's almost like an epidemic now, man. It's crazy, and I feel like we're corrupting a whole nother generation by continuing this and continuing. That's why. So my cycle is about to change. Hopefully, maybe a few of y'all are influenced and want to do the same. And I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it right there.
Yeah. So we started out a little light. Got a little heavy. Drop something a little heavy
it's
on
the
y'all.
open bar, man. Yeah, conversations. Man. It could be arguments.
Real
it could
conversations.
Be real talk.
Yeah,
it could be, it's all that.
So hopefully we drop some knowledge on you and we got you thinking, because as always, that's our objective. Just to get you, mulling in your head about, okay, what am I doing? Why am I doing it in life, period. So hopefully we got you thinking about what you want to do with your holiday season next year. Because it's already too late for me. So I'm just like you. I already bought the Christmas gifts and stuff for my kids. They opened their presents. They still have more presents to open.
It's a new year.
But moving forward, I did buy a book to introduce them to Kwanzaa. And we're going to go over that together and read that. And then hopefully moving forward, I'll be able to kind of transition. Because, the kids... they the ones that it's all for anyway.
Facts.
And I don't want them to miss out, but at the same time, I want them enriched in a different kind of way, because to me, Christmas, there's no story that I can put behind that to make it really mean something to me and mine. So that's my issue with
it's
that.
No way, unless you're just going to keep manipulating the same thing, which has already been pushed and perpetuated and stretched, and it's too late, man. It is what it is. But yeah, Appreciate y'all listening.
Thanks for checking us out and hanging out with us as
All
always. That. You know, the drinks, conversation, the laughter, and sometimes the wokeness.
The wokeness
is on the house.
On the house.
We will see you next episode when we check in with you. Peace.
Yeah.
I know what you like, yeah, yeah. Come stay the night, yeah, yeah. I change your life, yeah, yeah. Bottles are nice. Forget about the price. We don't care about the cost. Watch your step when you walk, cause we know the drip sauce.